Assalamu alaikum students. I am your teacher Aisha Anwar. I hope all of you are fine and following all the lectures that are being shared with you. We are studying chapter number 2, which is about operating system. We have covered its introduction, its interfaces and its classification in previous lectures. Today we are going to learn about the types of operating systems that are commonly used. Before starting the types of operating system, we should be clear about the types of operating system and classification of operating system. In previous lecture, we have discussed the classification of operating system. This classification is made according to the number of users that operate the operating system or who use the operating system. For example, if a single user operates the computer, that type of operating system is known as single user operating system. If many users use the operating system at the same time, are known as the multi-user operating system. So the classification depends upon the number of users that use the operating system, but type of operating systems are defined according to their processing technology and their processing algorithms, how the operating systems perform their task. This is the basic difference between classification and types of operating system. Okay students, let's start types of operating system. There are three types of operating systems that are given in your book, but other than these, there are some other types of operating systems also exist. So in your book, there are three types of operating systems that are given. These are batch processing operating system, time sharing operating system, and real-time operating system. First of all, batch processing operating system. Here you should understand the meaning of batch. Batch means a group. So in batch processing operating system, jobs are grouped together and computer executes them one by one. Basically the same type of jobs that exists in operating system are grouped together and the computer executes them one by one. When the current job terminates, the computer automatically loads the next job and starts executing it. Because different type of jobs are grouped, so how the computer will know that the execution of current job is completed and it has to load the next job. The computer check for the job termination. When the job is completed or finished its processing, the job terminates. When one job is terminated, the computer automatically loads the next job and starts execution. Batch processing operating system has greatly improved the use of computer system. It is suitable for tasks where large amount of data has to be collected and processed on regular basis. Basically, when there is a same type of task and that task is in a large quantity or a huge quantity, we basically process the similar type of jobs together and process them one by one. For example, the credit card billing system, all the credit card holders uh, will provide their data and it is collected and held under the processed as the batch at the end of the billing cycle. For example, if I am having a credit card and in the complete month I am going and using that credit card while shopping, so at the end of the month I have to pay the bill. So in the same way, there are so many users of credit cards. So what will happen when all of us are using credit cards? We all of all of us have to pay the bill at the end of the month. So the bill calculating job is the same type of a job for all the credit cards. So this type of job will group together and processed at the end of the month. So in the same way, when we have to print out the result cards of a student, or we have to print the electricity bill or telephonic bills, all the type of jobs which have the same type will group together and they will be executed when needed. Most of them are performed usually at the end of a month. So we have to execute them at one time, and the job is of a similar nature. So those similar nature jobs are grouped together and processed with the help of batch processing operating systems. The next one is time sharing operating system. In time sharing operating system, multiple users can run different programs on large scale computers. It means time sharing operating systems are used on large computers, and these large computers are usually mainframes and mini computers. In time sharing operating systems, the CPU is switched rapidly between the programs so that all the user programs are executed simultaneously. It means that a single CPU is shared among the different processes that are executed by the different users. Or in simple words, you can say that the time of operating system or time of a CPU is shared among the different processes present in the computer. The operating system used in mini computer and mini computers and mainframe computers support time sharing. Time sharing operating systems are used in organizations such as airlines, banks, hotels, universities, etc., where many users need to access the central computer at the same time. For example, hundreds of students access the university's mainframe computer at the same time, and they run different programs in time sharing system in interactive mode. You can say that there is a big computer. Big computer means a computer with a high capabilities is installed in the central place, that can be bank or a university, and other users from the different places will use that computer with the help of network. For example, if I am using online banking, I am using the computer at my home, but my computer is connected with the central computer that is present in the bank. So in the same way, there can be hundreds and thousands of users at different places who are using the central computer at bank with the help of their devices connected to the network. So a single CPU is shared between the different processes that are created by the different users at different places. The third one is real-time operating system. Real-time operating system are those systems which get the data which is being coming from some industry or some environment. Real-time operating systems must process information and produce a response within a specified time. These operating systems are developed for special applications. We cannot use real-time operating systems on our simple microcomputers. These are used to control industrial processes such as oil refining. For example, a measurement from an oil refinery indicating that temperatures are getting too high might demand quick response to avert an explosion. Or simply you can say that the operating systems that are used in special factories or industries to monitor the manufacturing process are known as the real time operating system. These operating systems uh, take care of operations that are performing in an industrial factory. Just like that, we have discussed example of oil refinery. In oil refinery, it is a very sensitive task and can be, which needs a very strict monitoring. So, if the temperature rises in an environment within the oil refinery, the computer system will sense that temperature and send the message to switch off the system or to perform some other tasks to avoid dangerous type of explosions. There are number of real-time operating systems used in military and space research programs. For example, a real-time operating system is used to monitor the position of rocket in the space. Many cities are installing real-time traffic control systems to facilitate smooth flow of traffic at busy intersections. Simply, here we have discussed about real-time traffic control system. What does it mean? We have seen that the traffic signals are installed on various roads, on various main busy roads. What will happen? Either each signal will be green for some specific time, like for example, let's say for 1 minute. Either some traffic is coming or not, the signal will remain green, and the rest, from the rest of the sides, it is red. So, what will happen in real time of traffic control systems? If there is no traffic coming, that signal will becomes red automatically without any specific timing, and and on the road where the load is high or heavy traffic is coming, the signal will remain green for more time for that road, which will provide the smooth traffic flow at the busy intersections. With this, we have covered today's lecture. I hope all of you have got the understanding among the three different types of operating system. The task you have to do is to differentiate between time sharing and real time operating system. You have to differentiate these two. And the second task, number one, is difference, and number two, you have to define batch processing operating system. If you are able to differentiate among time sharing and real time, it means you have got the concept very clearly, and you have to define batch processing. Okay students, now these are the types of operating system. As I have told you earlier that there are many types of operating system which are available, but in our textbook we have covered only three types of operating system. These are batch processing operating system, time sharing operating system, and the last one, real time operating system. But we also have the other types of operating system like multiprocessing operating system, mobile operating systems, distributed operating systems, network operating systems, and multi-programming batch operating system. In all of these operating system, I think we should know about the mobile operating system as extra knowledge. At this level, all of us are familiar with the mobile devices. So, what do you think? What our mobile system operates on? Obviously, our mobile phone is the hardware, and all the things that we see inside the mobile, that is on its screen, this is the software, and it also have the same two categories like system software and the application software. When we buy a new mobile phone, it comes up with the system software or built-in operating system. Most commonly used mobile operating systems are Android and Mac operating system for iPhones. So this Android is a operating system that is installed on a mobile phone, and we install the other application softwares from the Play Store for the other purposes. As we are discussing the three types of operating system, now we are going to cover them one by one with the help of pictures. In previous slides, we have discussed their definitions. Now we are going to have a look on the diagrams. With the help of diagrams, your concept will be more clear. So, this is the first type of operating system, batch processing operating system. In batch processing operating system, we have discussed that there are different jobs. These jobs are grouped together in a batch, and these batches are processed with the help of the CPU. So if you have a look on this diagram, you can see that there are the different users. Users are submitting their jobs, job 1, job 2, job 3, job 4, and so on. These jobs are coming towards the operating system. Operating system will group the similar type of jobs into the batches. Let's say job 1 and job 4 are of same type, so job 1 and job 4 are going to into the same batch, and job 2 and job 3 are of same nature, so they are going to the same batch. After creating the batches of the same type, the CPU will execute those batches one by one. When the execution of one batch is completed, the other batch will be loaded automatically. Now, the same concept is also present in this slide. Here, the concept of batch processing operating system in old systems, in the computers used back in times. The first operating system was a human operator. It was a human operator who controls the various operations and various jobs of the computer into the batches and allot them the needed resources. So, in old computers, the operating system was a human being. Human being controlled all the old operating systems or all the old computers. Now, if you look at the diagram, here the same concept is represented. User 1, user 2, user 3 and user 4. They are submitting their jobs to the operator. This operator is nowadays operating system. The operator in old computers, that operator was a human being. Arranges the jobs on the basis of their type. The same type of jobs are grouped together to make the batches, and those batches are then processed with the help of the computer. And that computer is definitely means CPU, Central Processing Unit. Yes, the same concept is also described in this picture. Now in this picture, the order of operation is also defined. First of all, number 1, user prepared a job and submit to the operator. First of all, input data comes and that input is submitted to the operator. Now, what is the duty of operator? Here it is written. Number 2, jobs are collected into batches or sets of records with similar needs by the operator. Now, the same type of jobs are grouped together to form the batches, and then these batches are processed with the help of computer one by one. Batches through the computer is the third step. I hope with the help of these diagrams, batch operating system is now more clear to you. Now comes to the second type, which is time sharing. You have to develop the link with the name time sharing. As we have discussed earlier, in time sharing operating system, the time of a single CPU is shared among different processes submitted by the different users. Now, in this diagram, if you look, there are about 6 users, user 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. All these users have submitted their task, and those tasks are represented with these small circles. If you look the black circle, it means this process is in active state, means this process is currently under execution, and the task of user 6 is in ready state. It means when this, after some time, CPU will be allotted to this process, then the next one, then the next one, and so on. So the CPU is sharing the time among the different processes submitted by the different users. So CPU time is shared. The same concept is also represented in this diagram. This is the host computer or the main central computer. Let's say this is user 1, user 2, user 3, and this is user 4. There are 4 users. All these users are submitting their tasks, and the single CPU of the host computer is shared among all of these terminals. So the time of host computer's CPU is shared among these 4 terminals. Now again, the time sharing operating system. Time sharing is a technique which enables many people located at various terminals to use a particular computer system at the same time. It means that these users can be at different locations, and time sharing allows and enables these different users at different terminals, means at different computers, to allow the central computer at the same time. Now the last one, the third type of operating system is real-time operating system. Okay, as we have discussed earlier, the real-time operating systems are used to control the units in different industries and factories. And real-time operating systems are the time-bound operating system, which means that they have to produce the result within a certain time and under some certain conditions. The practical example of real-time operating system is in industries, factories, manufacturing units, and oil refineries, nuclear plants, and many more. So, here you need to understand that real-time operating system is always used on customized hardware. They cannot be used on the simple hardware that is available at our home or the simple computers. Simple hardware means simple computers that are available. So the real-time operating system is used on some specialized hardware under some conditions. Here you can see this is, let's say, real-time operating system. Here at one end it is connected with the customized hardware, and the other end it is connected with the applications that are being controlled by the real-time operating system. So here are the some commonly used applications of real-time operating system. These are web servers, aircraft control, radar systems, network switching control systems, satellite monitoring systems, GPS system, nuclear reactor systems, and MRI scans. So, how aircraft control systems are real-time applications? If you can see that there is air traffic which is controlled by the controller present on the earth station, let's say on some airports. So on those airport or controller stations, they have the real-time operating systems installed. That real-time operating systems get the real data that which plane is at what location, which plane is coming after 10 minutes, what is the location, what is the height, what is the speed. All the real data is coming from a single plane which is about to land or overtake. Real-time operating systems get the real data which is coming from some source. So here is another practical application of real-time operating system. As we have also discussed in previous slides, that the traffic control systems is one of the basic application of real-time operating systems. For example, if you look at this image, you can see that where the traffic is more, the signal will becomes green, so that the traffic load will be covered in this way. And on the signals where is no traffic coming, that signals will remain red, and among this one and this one, if you observe clearly at which point the traffic load is more, that signal will becomes green to control the traffic at main busy intersections. So here is your today's task, as I have described it earlier, but now here it is mentioned. You have to differentiate between real-time and time-sharing operating systems, and secondly you have to define batch operating system. That's all for today. If still you are having some queries, please ask. Thank you.